Down on the Farm's Larry Marble. It's time for the 1245 edition of our program here on these 14 Down on the Farm affiliate stations. Let's take a look at weather all the way across Down on the Farm country. We'll begin up in the northwestern corner. Partly cloudy and warm. Highs warming into the upper 80s, lower 90s. East to southeast winds 5 to 15. Abilene 90. San Angelo 90. Sonora 90. Ozona 91, Junction 89. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 89, 90, 91 across our region. The lows, somewhere right around that 64 or 65 degree level. Neighbor, let's move on down on the farm country. Some of you will travel south and east today. Let's see what your weather would be like. Sunny central and west, cloudiness to the east. We'll call Eagle Pass 88 and sunny, Hondo 87 and sunny, Georgetown and Llano and Austin we'll call you 88, 89 and cloudy. A chance of showers, just a 20%er in places like LaGrange, Gonzales, and Cuero. Your Wednesday, we'll see a mostly sunny day, a few clouds, lows 66 to 73. Highs within that portion of Down on the Farm, we'll call it from 89 to 98. Neighbor, there's a pretty good look at ag weather today and tomorrow throughout Down on the Farm country. We're on the line from D&D with Wade Floyd. Wade, Purina's got some excellent fly control products, and one of them's a feed-through, isn't it?
Yes, sir. There is a loose mineral that we like to put out. It's going to be a 1275 mineral, and it does have that insect IGR in it.
All right, and y'all sell that in a 50-pound bag?
Yes, sir. We have it in a 50-pound bag, and then we also have it in a molasses tub that'll come in 225 pounds, also a 125-pound tub.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Wade, there at D&D in Seguin.
Yes, sir. They can stop by and see us, or they can just give me a shout at 830-379-7340.
Neighbor, everybody looks pretty thirsty, so let's pour you a glass of iced tea and take a look at our commodities, courtesy of the good folks at D&D. December corn, 5.15 3/4, up 2 3/4. November beans, 12.85 1/4, up a half. Deese, Kansas City hard red winter wheat, up 11 3/4 at 6.98 even money. December live cattle up 195 at 129.10. October feeder cattle up 155 at 157 even money. December cotton up 42 at 93.23. And your October West Texas Intermediate crude up 17 at 70.62. They're your commodities of ag interest. Neighbor, now it's time for today's edition of Focus on Ag. I believe we're talking property, and Tom Nicoletti's at the mic. We'll get Tom's report after this from your Texas Farm Bureau Insurance Agency.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau Insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an insurance agent who's a true neighbor. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Access considerations when buying rural property. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Focus on Agriculture on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. My guest today is Tyler Jacobs. He is partner broker with Hall & Hall LLP out of College Station, and Tyler joins us on our program to talk about this particular subject. And Tyler, there are a number of types of access to rural property that we're going to highlight. Let's begin with highway frontage access.
As our roads have gotten busier and bigger and faster, highway frontage is always going to be the preeminent purchase for location purposes, even commute purposes. But definitely it comes with challenges when actually accessing that property with all of the engineering requirements and things that come along with those bigger highways and higher speed limits and the engineering requirements to put in an entrance to a property. It's always the gold standard as far as location goes.
Then there are pros and cons with county road frontage access.
Absolutely. You know, county roads all over the state of Texas vary in condition and vary in length and vary in the budgets that are allocated by the counties to maintain them. So there's a lot of flexibility when it comes to accessing county road frontage properties. how many entrances you can put in, the type of entrances you can put in, where you can put them in, and you have the benefit of the county maintenance itself. The negative side of that is that, in general, there is less regulation. If you're building a dream home and having 20 driveways across the street from yours isn't ideal, then something you want to consider.
We will have more with Tyler Jacobs on our next program.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor Hop sings about to ring that lunch bell. There he goes. Chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, Nanny's yeast rolls, cold cucumber salad. I'll pour the iced tea. And we'll talk to Henry Pickett from Abilene Livestock. He's got a sale going on there today. Henry, what was it looking like earlier this morning?
Well, last night we had a little over 650 cattle with 100 cows. Hopefully we'll have 11 to 1,200 cattle today. It's getting a little dry around here, and it looks like they're starting to bring them to town.
Good. What's the shiniest consignment you see on the yard today?
Oh, we've got some good-looking cows that probably go back to the country, some middle-aged cows. We've got one set of ranch calves that weighing in the fours.
Good.
But other than that, it's just kind of a usual run.
Well, speaking of some good-looking cows, how did your special go?
It went real well. We had some northern cows that were bring upwards to 1,900, and they were bred. They were 4 5-year-olds, 6 months bred. Then we had some really nice heifers that were 6 months bred, that anywhere from 12 to 1,400.
Good deal. So it was a success then.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Good. How many buyers did you have?
We had a full house. We had about 25 buyers.
Good. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
We can be reached at the cell barn at 325-673-7865, or my cell number is 940-733-8208.
And, Henry, you've got the West Texas Rehab Sale today. I believe that begins at noon. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Henry Pickett.
Hey,
McCoys.com. Make McCoys your choice for livestock pens and rodeo equipment like the 40-foot utility round pen or a manual rope and shoot. Shop online and find the store near you at McCoys.com. Neighbor, there's auctioneer Troy. While he sells this calf, let's talk about the way they sold cattle yesterday in Mason with Ken Jordan. Ken, how'd that sale go?
You bet, Larry. We had a good run today. Had 2,117 head today. I thought overall a lot of good quality cattle today. I thought overall our stocker steers and heifers pretty well sold, fully steady, especially those that had a little condition on them, some of those wing cattle and everything that we had. Thought that the feeder steers were probably today $2 lower. Feeder heifers were maybe 2 to 4 lower. We had the fire at one of the JBS plants in Grand Island last night. However, just the rendering plant. So I think they're going to be up and running. Hopefully Tuesday. They harvest about 6,000 head of fat cattle a day. So that kind of worried everybody a little bit this today, but it looks like they're going to be up and running. Hopefully things will get back in normalcy then. We did move into we're seeing a lot of these real fat kind of calves starting to come in right now. Overall, the fat steer calves that were weighing 500 to 700 pounds, they were probably $5 lower. We saw that this past Thursday also. And then the fat heifer calves weighing 500 to 700 pounds, just carrying some extra flesh, a lot of pones, they were 5 to 7 lower. This time of year, we're starting to get our cool nights, some warm days, and that sickness kind of begins to show up on these really, really fleshy cattle and everything else. So everything was pretty good. I thought except for those fatter calves, I thought our packer cows, packer bulls were all steady. I thought our pairs and bred cows were steady today. Very limited tests on those as a whole to really get a true trend on there. So overall, real good market. Quality overall, real good, Larry.
What are we expecting on Thursday?
I think depending on what the rain does, we got a chance of 40 to 60% chance, I think, this evening and tomorrow. We'll see what that does, but if we don't get much rain, I think we'll have a good run of kind of that 1,300 to 1,500, probably that range, Larry.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Ken Jordan.
You bet. Then give us a call, Larry, code 325-372-5159.
We're on the line with Wade Floyd from D&D Texas Outfitters, Seguin. Wade, everybody thinks about deer in the fall, but we really need to take care of the protein situation all year round. What do you got to offer us this week?
Yeah, there we did Antler Max proteins and your Antler Advantage made by Purina. They're some of the best if you feed them year year round, you really do see the result. We also carry a double down protein that's been becoming very more popular.
And we want you to get it at D&D in Seguin. Wade Floyd, tell everybody how to contact you.
They can call me here at the store at 830-379-7340. Extension 180.
We're on the line with Seth Crane, Union Commission Hondo Livestock. Seth, how'd the Monday sale turn out?
Oh, I had a good run, Larry. Ended up with right there at 775 head. Probably had somewhere around 130, 140 cows. The pecker cow market remained steady with what we had, a couple weeks ago. Big cows still getting along really good, 43 cents up to 80 on a really top cow. And did have some really good cows here today that bring from that 76 up to 80. On our packer bulls from 60 to 98. Had a handful of pairs on some longhorns at $610 up to $1,300 on a top pair. Those better pairs could bring anywhere from $1,050 up to that $1,300. On the bred cows from $800 up to $1,075. Good run of calves this week. That board has sure been off here for the last week and a half, and I guess they had a packing plant fire again. These cattle could have been a little cheaper, $8-10 in some classes. Plainer cattle could have been more than that, but I thought we got along really good. Sure expecting them to be a little cheaper, but everybody was pretty active, and the cattle sure sold well. 2 to 3 weight steers, $1.55 to $1.90. 2 to 3 weight heifers, $1.35 to $1.60. 3 to 4 weight steers, $1.50 to $1.78. 3 to 4 weight heifers, $1.35 up to $1.50. Your 4 to 5 weight steers, $1.45 to $1.73. 4 to 5 weight heifers, $1.30 to $1.52. Your 5 to 6 weight steers, $1.35 to $1.61. 5 to 6 weight heifers, $1.25 to $1.46. 6 to 7 weight steers and bull calves, $1.25 to $1.44. Your 6 to 7 weight heifers, $1.15 to $1.37. 7 to 8 weight steers and bull yearlings, $1.18 up to $1.32. And your 7 to 8 weight heifers, $1.05 up to $1.28. Thought we got along really good on those bull yearling type cattle. Sure, a lot of demand on those that look like this week. In the meantime, Larry, looking forward to next week. Hadn't got any rain yet, so if it's dry, I assume we'll have a pretty good run. In the meantime, if anybody needs anything, feel free to contact us, 830-741-8061. Get me on my cell phone, 210-288-3960. And for any updates and information, visit us on Facebook or HondoLivestock.com.
Thank you, Seth.
You bet.
Good day, neighbor. The Family Ranch Rodeo Fest is coming up October the 2nd. There'll be at least 10 fine teams competing. Corey Morrow will be the headliner. Jason Roberts will open up. And they'll have a barbecue cook-off, mutton busting, goat roping, and auction refreshments and more. The Ranch Rodeo supports a really good cause. The Youth Ag and Equestrian Center, home to 4-H, FFA, and junior livestock youth in Kendall County. Find out about tickets at ranchrodeo.org or call 210-863-3222. That's 210-863-3222. Family Ranch Rodeo Fest, October the 2nd, Comfort, Texas. Neighbor, let's take a look at the grains before we leave the house and go back to the field or pasture. Now, remember, grab yourself a bottle of water. Don't want to get dehydrated before Kolach gets served this afternoon about 3:45. Taking a look at grains, courtesy of John Tuggle. Corpus Milo in September, D's plus 65, 10.33. Yellow corn to Corpus in September, D's plus 80, 5.93 and a quarter. Hard red winter wheat to Houston in September, D's plus 80, 7.66 and a quarter. And number one beans to Houston, September, October delivery, November less 30, 12.54 and 3/4. Neighbor, we happened to move 1,246 bale of East Texas, Oklahoma cotton at last glance. 90.16 for qualities. Lower price, $93.26. Higher quality, higher price. Looks to me like that's it for the highest quality darn farm show in 100,000 square miles of the great state of Texas. No brag, just fact. I'm Larry Marble, and you're my neighbor. Neighbor, we invite you back down the lane through the screen door into the kitchen for a glass of iced tea, cup of coffee, and a Kolach at 3:45. So don't be late.